All right, today we have a 1999 Ford F-150. What it is in for, it came in for some front end noise. Going over little bumps, you hear a really loud rattling, like really loud rattling. So we suspected it was probably the sway bar links. We went ahead and put it up in the air and checked it out, and sure enough it is. So I'll show you exactly what's going on, but you can hear that noise. That's what you would hear going over bumps, so it was making a whole lot of racket. Really common problem on these vehicles, on just about any vehicle actually. So we're going to go ahead and show you how to replace these sway bar links. It's a fairly inexpensive and easy job to do. Anybody should be able to do it. Okay, so we're underneath the truck here. You can see this is the bottom of the sway bar. Well, the bushings are completely missing, but this is the bottom of the sway bar link here. And up on top here is the top, in between is the spacer. So what's happening, the sway bar just going down the road is free to just bounce around and make all kinds of racket. So what we're going to do now, on this truck it's not particularly rusty or anything, but if you're up north, these may be really rusty, in which case you would probably just be best cutting this off and then pulling it out. You can use a hacksaw or something, but luckily we're able to get this off. So on this factory one, it's got a 16 millimeter on the top, and then the bottom is a 15 millimeter. So we're just going to go ahead and take this nut all the way off here. So we got the nut off. Now all we have to do is pull the center bolt out. And here is what remains of what was our sway bar link. There's supposed to be bushings on this side and this side, and they're just completely gone, which is pretty common. They actually just wear away and turn into nothing. So now you have to do both sides at the same time when doing this. So I'm going to go ahead on the other side and take it apart too. This side you can see it still had one bushing left, one half of a bushing. It's well, yeah, it's falling apart too. You can see there, that thing was ready to just disappear too. But even though it had one bushing, that's not enough to keep it quiet, so it's really got to have all four of them. So yeah, we'll go ahead and pull this one out too. And we'll get our new parts ready to install. All right, so we've got our new sway bar links. We went with the Moog brand bushings. These are a top-of-the-line suspension component. They are, for the most part, made in the USA still. I believe these you can see these blue urethane bushings. And yep, right there, still made in USA. These are personally what I use on all my own vehicles. They're just top-of-the-line components. So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and open these all up. What you'll have is a total of 4 of these blue bushings, your one long bolt, a spacer, and a handful of washers. And I'll show you how to put all this together. So the way this works, dropping a nut. You put your one washer up there to the top of the bolt head, and then the bushing, you'll see it's got one end that has a, like a, I don't know what you'd call that, a recess, inverted recess, I don't know. And then the other side of that goes up against the washer. So push that all the way on. That's tighter than I expected it. Jeez. Okay. So when this sits up in there, this will be against the top of the sway bar, and then we're going to put another bushing like this with a washer below it, and that'll kind of squeeze the top of the sway bar. So I'll show you how that goes here. Just drop it down in there for now. So what we'll do, this bushing now is going to go like so. So what we'll do is pick the bolt back up, push that all the way through. And this is why you do both sides at the same time, is so you can pull the sway bar up freely. Now, after that comes the spacer. Followed by another washer, and then a bushing. Now we can go ahead and poke it back through the hole on the control arm. And on the very bottom is going to be another bushing followed by a washer. But first, before we put that on, we're going to do this much of the setup on the other side so that we still have full freedom to move the sway bar around. Okay, so we're on the other side now. I've already got the washer and the bushing on here. We're going to go ahead and get this side set up just like I did the other side. We'll drop that through first, followed by a bushing and a washer, then the spacer, and then one more bushing and washer. So I grab it. And now we'll just stick it through the hole on that control arm again. So now, underneath here, you will see the bottom of that stud sticking out. So now we have to put our last bushing and washer on there, followed by the nut. This part can get kind of tricky. We'll see how well it goes at first try. Often what will happen now at this point, you'll see I'm going to try to slide the bushing and the washer on, but you'll see there's not enough thread sticking out the bottom of that to get the nut started. So one trick for that, what you can do is take a pry bar or pipe or whatever you have around and pry down on the very top of the bolt on top of the sway bar link. And then you'll see as I do that, the stud sticks out further, and at this point it should be enough to get the nut started. You can see that there's enough thread there. So now doing this all by feel so I don't block the camera view with my head. There it goes. All right, so that one's started. We'll do the same thing on the other side now before tightening them down. All right, now on this side, let's see, same thing. It's not enough room to get these both on here. So I'm gonna pry up here just like I did on the other side. And then as I'm prying, we'll get our nut started. All right, so now all we have to do is tighten down our sway bar link. What you do, you don't tighten it down until it stops. So what you do is you tighten them down until the bushings start to show a decent amount of compression. You don't want to over tighten them because you'll wear out the new bushings too fast by doing that. So what I'm doing is tighten in the top bolt there. Actually, I take it back. Moog being a well-engineered part, they actually designed it to stop threading right at the perfect spot. So on these particular ones, we'll just tighten them until they stop. So now we'll do that on the other side. That is it. So now no more rattling from those sway bar links. So we'll go ahead and drop the truck down. Now this is a job, this is one of the few front end jobs that you can do where you don't have to align it afterwards. Just because of the fact that the sway bar actually has nothing to do with the alignment angle. All right, so we appreciate you watching this. Hopefully you'll be able to change your sway bar links if you need to. This same job is applicable to many cars, not even just the truck here. But it does fit, you know, it's the same thing for all the Ford trucks, the F-150s for many years, just wide range. But anyway, yeah, we appreciate you watching. Remember, subscribe to us here on YouTube. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/apdty. Also go to our Google Plus page and follow us there. And we appreciate you watching. Born in the USA.